Hey everyone, welcome back to another recap for Project and Portfolio 1. This is the week 3 recap. In week 3, there was 7 videos that I had to watch, and there was 6 things that I had to complete to add on to my Game of Life project. As far as the assignments for this week, there was only 2. There was the usual 4-question weekly check-in assignment where I had to basically share what I did for the week, what do I have left to do, any issues that I encountered, and what am I going to do next. And then the other assignment was the second and final progress demo video, where basically I had to do what I'm doing now. I had to record myself talking about what I did, and I had to screen share both my code and how my project came out at the moment. And that's basically what the progress demo is. Just recording yourself and showing the instructor what you did for the week. Now, for what I needed to add into my Game of Life project for the week, up first was the settings object. And essentially I had to create another settings header file where I had to create a struct in order to store the settings in that file, and then I had to add a couple things in there. I had to add what colors I wanted for the living cells, and then other colors for the dead cells. And the main thing was I had to add red, blue, green, and alpha values for them colors. And then move the grid size and the time interval from my other files to the settings file, because then what I'll do later on is I'm gonna just connect the settings file with the other files, and that was basically it. Next up, 3.3, the settings dialog box. That one, I had to create a dialog pop-up bots that would show up when I clicked on settings in the the menu bar, and it would need to include a color picker thing where a user would be able to just pick whatever color they wanted for the grid boxes to change the color to whatever color they pick. And then, yeah. And then also a grid size option so that you can change the amount of grid boxes that appear on the screen. And that was the settings dialog. That's what I essentially had to do. Next, for 3.4, I had to add the menu bar into my Game of Life project, and just to make it easier for me to add a bunch of menu options, because I knew, just looking ahead into this week and the final week, I'm going to be adding a lot of options to this menu bar. I ended up creating a separate method just for all the menu options that I knew I was going to have to add, and then I just called that particular menu option into my main window constructor, and it worked just fine doing it that way. But yeah, this one, create a menu bar. I had to add the first options menu, which that would hold the settings dialog box, and then eventually it's gonna hold the reset to default option where the whole program would be resetted by clicking on it, and then adding a couple of event handlers for the settings menu option. And in the rest of the 3 things that I had to add to my project, for 3.5, the settings persistence, I had to add the ability to save and load data in binary form, basically file input output. And then for 3.6, display neighbor count, I had to add the option to display the living cells, and I made that option a checkbox option, like I will for some of the other options later on. And then for the last thing for this week, 3.7, randomize. I had to add the options to randomize the grid and to randomize it with seed option. I had to do them 2 options, and I had to add that to the menus option. And then that's it for this week. I did have to restart the whole project from week 1 again. This project has just been really, really difficult. I'm ready for it to be over and done with and just move on and learn and grow. But that's it for week 3. See you guys in the final recap video. Thanks for listening.